Okay, let's quickly look at adding methods to your component's helper class. You obviously go to the component and then you'd go to this libs and helpers tab. There is a few areas here to target the helper class, and there's one that's called site helper. Then there's one that is called admin. So you could add this. This is the admin area. This is the site area, and then there's one called both. So if you want to add a helper method to your site area, you'd basically add it here, like I've done with this fancy date. Added it to the site area of the component. Just to demonstrate the other one, the admin area, I'm just going to say this is admin, and then I'm also going to do the one that says both admin and site, and just say this is both. So basically, if you want to add a method that it must be accessible from both front and back end, site and admin area, then you use that one. If you want a method just available in the admin area, then you use this one. And if you want a method available in the site area, then you use this one. And so let's run this and see how it looks. Okay, I'm gonna compile it. Okay, let's see. Let me just quickly go and remove that. I don't want that in there. Okay, I'm gonna just install this. Then let's go look at the code. Okay, so we have our Joomla mount project here, and there's the admin area, and there's the front end components area. So let's first go to the admin area, components, then to demo, and then we go to the helper area, and then we go to demo again, and we open that up. And if we scroll down, it says here, this is admin, this is both. See? So it added those values in here, and we don't see the date function here because it was set to for the site area. So if we close the admin, go to the component, then again demo, helper, and again demo, we'll see that it has this fancy date set here, and then it has this is both. So whatever is placed in both gets placed in both the front and back, or site and admin helper class, and then you could target specific areas by either just admin or just site. And that's really how you get methods into the helper class quite easily. Now if you want to actually add your own file, your own helper class, then you'll have to do a lot more to get this to work, because the helper method is being called in the component's main file. So you see there is a register the helper method. See, it's getting registered here, and so this is the helper class's name, and whatever method you want to call. So if you want to call, for example, we are in the site area, say we want to call the fancy date, we'll basically have to call it like this, which I suppose is easy to understand. So that's how we would call it with the date value. Okay, so that's how you call it, and then you obviously put it into whatever other variable you want, and you use it as you like. If you add your own helper class, meaning your own file literally, then you'll have to go about this a little different. There is a way to do that. Let me quickly show you. It's a little bit of a workaround because I've had to do that sometimes. First of all, you will obviously use the file and folder inclusion, either the advanced one or the basic, depending on where your file is located, and then you would grab that specific file, let's say this one, and you will place the path in corresponding to the zip file where you want it and whether it should be updated and all that. Same goes with this. I'm not going to explain how you add the file that much because there is a tutorial how to do this, and just go watch it on YouTube if you have questions. But this would be the first step. The second step is to obviously add that specific file. Now we have in the component helper, we have what is called a global event. So the global event is an event you want to trigger as often as the helper class gets added. So it's a little bit of a little in-house tweak, because we want to sometimes have a event take place every time the helper class gets loaded. So this is the admin event. Add a global admin event. So every time the global admin is going to be added, we want a method to be triggered. So what is that method? First way to see all that is I'm just going to add here the event so that you can see. So I'll just add that little snippet there. That's just for the admin area. I'm going to save and close and then compile it again and install to see it in the code. Okay, let's go to the code and say yes. Now we'll see, this is the site helper method. Let's go to the admin helper method. We'll see now there is a global event that says the event. In the admin, this is the admin, if we look at that path, it is the administrator component com demo helper class. So this is the admin event, and it now has the string the event in it. If we go to the admin area and we open the demo main file, which is what Joomla grabs, he starts with this one, we'll see that there is a little bit of a snippet being added, and that snippet triggers the global event with the document object being passed. So going back here, here comes the document. We can actually affect the document with a global event every time a view of this component loads, because the helper method always gets triggered every time this backend admin file gets loaded. So you have a event. Now if you want to add your custom helper class to be available, the way to do that would be just to add it here to this event, because then you can add your own helper class. So we'll call this own, just an idea, and let's call this file also own. I mean that way. Okay, so and then save that, and from now on every time in the backend this helper method will be available to you to use with whatever helper class will be available to use with whatever methods is in it. So going back to the UI, you obviously have to load this file in manually, like I showed when we started looking at this. But now going back, we'll just highlight this thing, copy, go to the component, and then to the event, and basically add that in there, and update our little comment saying the custom helper class. Now what's important is you could do the same for the front end. That is the side event. You could add the same here. You'll just again have to move that file to the front end's helper folder with the helper the file including method. There's tutorials on how to do the file including and moving it to the helper class and all that. There is tutorials on how to do that. I'm not going to demonstrate it again. Please just go look at the tutorials on YouTube. There is tutorials about this. I'm sure you can find that. It's not that hard. Okay, save again. I should have been save and close. So just to demonstrate, I'm going to compile and install this demo component once again. Now let's look at the code, and we'll see now it's being triggered here as well as in the site component is being triggered, and here it is being triggered in the main document and also here in the main document, site and admin both alike. So that's just a quick workaround, which isn't that much of a workaround. It's just basically using a global event to handle file inclusion. If you want it to only be done per a specific view, then once again there is a different way to do that, and there is a way actually to do that. But this is how to do it globally for all views and have that helper file ready there. I usually just use the component's own helper file mostly. I really hardly ever use this event for inclusion of files, simply because why put it in another place, just put it here. But there is other purposes. You see me passing the document object there, and that could be because I want to add some things to the document before any page loads, and that's why I have it there. It's quite useful for that kind of use. Anyway, hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.